Figures from the World Health Organization, the International Diabetes Federation, and the 2017 United Nations report puts Nigeria as one of the 48 countries in sub-Saharan Africa that are currently groaning under the rising prevalence of diabetes mellitus. Over 6 million Nigerians are said to be living with diabetes, a figure expected to double by 2030. What makes the situation even more worrisome is the comorbidity of hypertension. Diabetes and hypertension are the commonest diseases affecting human race, with a lot of life-threatening complications. Unfortunately, these two diseases are associated with the elderly, especially in Nigeria, thereby making children who are also exposed to this condition suffer in silence. It is to change this narrative that the Pamela Iweze Kingdom Children Foundation medical intervention to rural communities was birthed.
So when a child frequently have different conditions, or you are presenting or you are going to the hospital almost every time, one of the things we are here to impute into us is that call the doctor's attention. Can you please do the BP of this child? Can you please do the sugar of this child? That could be where the issue is. So that is one of those things we have come to address today. A child can have hypertension. A child can have diabetes. But because if a child moves about, roaming about, his BP is high, but he's not presenting, that is one of those things. We call it asymptomatic. He rarely presents with conditions. But by the time they are presenting with conditions, it is on the high side. We call it severe. It is now turning to something that can result to emergencies. The child comes home telling you almost every day is complaining of headache. Something is wrong. He comes home, or eventually maybe at the end of the term, you find out that this child is not assimilating. Almost every time, it is out of 20 people in the class, he is the one that is taking number 15, number 17. It could be that his brain is functioning less. Blood supply to the brain is reducing. It could also be an hypertensive condition. It could also be a diabetic condition.
Realizing that children cannot thrive without their parents, adults in Liberty community in Ojodu area of Lagos State, Nigeria, also benefited from the program through free screening and treatment.
But we realized that because of the schedule of the city, a lot of people don't have time for their health. So that's why we are here at this community, so that they can check their blood sugar and also to know the level of their diabetes and all that. That's why we are here. So it's free. All what we are doing here today is free. We are not taking money from anybody. And you can see from the canopy behind you, we have a lot of people who are waiting, and many people have already come. They have seen the doctor and the technician, and the doctor has prescribed some drugs for them, and they have done tests for them.
Community should come to our aid. Is that government should come to our aid? Is either they come through NGO or either they come direct. Whichever way they come, fine, it will help us.
Many of them have been sick before they can even climb this step to go out to go and check themselves or to look for what they to do. Many things has happened here, as in like tragedy. Many people, even women, pregnant women, will just faint. Many things has happened in this community. But to God be the glory. This wonderful opportunity just come to us free of charge, just like that.
The program provided an opportunity for awareness on different types of diabetes, the need for regular exercise and medical check.
Diabetes. There's something we call type 2 diabetes. Diabetes on its own means that once your sugar is too much in the blood, something is wrong. Everybody has sugar in our blood system, which is one of those fuels that keeps us going. But when it is getting too much, in excess, then something is wrong. It will result to a lot of things. Like, let's take for example now, the white blood cell in the body system are more or less like the police of the body system. But sometimes when this white blood system have gotten too fat in terms of sugar, you can't expect me to be this big and I want to chase a criminal that is on the road. You understand? Before I get there, the criminal has already gone. That is the same thing in our body system. The white blood cell fights infections in our body system. But by the time they are now getting too fat with sugar, we call them lazy cells. They are lazy. So every now and then the child falls sick. Every now and then you are also falling sick, even as an adult. The first thing we think of is malaria and typhoid. not the sugar part of it. Early in the morning, we check your sugar system, and we found out that it is more than 126. There's some more than 25, because 26 is the benchmark. Anything greater than 126, you've not eaten in the morning, early in the morning, between 8 and 10 or 11. And we found out that your sugar is greater than that value, which is diabetic. However, we always encourage that your sugar should be between the range of 80 and 100.
We should take time to check our health status all the time. We should not allow the activities or what is going on in the city or the situation of the city to overwhelm us without checking our health status, because it can lead to something we won't be able to control at the end of the day. In any community, no matter how small they may be, they should have an health center so that these people will have access to it and be able to have this kind of opportunity we are giving to them today.
It is a common thing, especially in Lagos. Lagos is a stressful environment. 6 a.m., 5 a.m. we are off home. We are not back home until maybe 11. You eat your breakfast on the road. Your dinner sometimes meets you on the road. You understand? So healthy life is one of those factors that we can use to correct these conditions.
Increased risk of type 2 diabetes has been linked with high consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages.